Literally with Ken and Karl. All right. Welcome, everybody, to episode 2 of Literally with Ken and Karl.
That's right.
How you doing, Ken?
I'm doing all right. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. So a little bit of an upgrade in the setup here.
That's right. No more like me like hanging halfway off the bed. Like you couldn't tell if I was like, is he asleep or is he like just like nodding in and out?
Oh, man, you looked so uncomfortable.
You know, that's okay, though. I mean, now, you know, it's different now, you know?
Yeah.
I feel a little bit more confident about it. You know, I feel confident that, in fact, the Vader helmet here, that's what gives me the confidence. You know?
Hey, you know, I balanced it with the Obi Saber, so
yes,
don't make me use it. So for anybody that is getting to watch this, and we still haven't decided, and I guess we'll see what this is like. This is our second podcast, but
right.
Most people will never hear the first. Not that it was bad. It was actually pretty enjoyable. I liked it.
I liked it. It was fun.
But we did it more to test equipment. We're building a podcast studio. And so this is just a temporary setup for us.
Yes.
So that we can kind of work out kinks and figure out our equipment. And so if it turns out good, we might start this one and post it. And some of you are going to be watching it going, what do you mean second episode? Where's the first? And, well, you're not that lucky.
I think we should just, you know, even post the audio for the first one because, you know, one thing about it is you always kind of want to show the progress of how things go. You know, nothing started from like a high level. It is always built on it. And some of the best material comes from before people actually catch it. They see this, but they don't see where it started from, you know?
Yeah, I guess there's really something to be said about starting on the ground floor or something too. I've always been one of those people that, you know, if I kind of found a band or, you know, found a TV show that no one was really talking about and later becomes really, really popular, there's kind of a weird sense of like, oh, I saw them first. I knew them first.
Yeah. You know, it's always got one guy who does that. I think that's you.
It's not a quality I like in myself, but it is a quality.
I get it. I get it. You have to be that one that, I remember they were this and this and this. Their best work was before all of this. This is all commercialized bullshit.
They sold out. They sold out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We'll sell out.
Yeah, it's kind of like Nirvana is like, oh, they had better shit before that, now blah 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 blah, and then like you guys are just getting the shit that they got known for, and it wasn't good, it wasn't quality shit, and it's like, dude, like it's still music, it's still that, like that's what they're known for, you know. But,
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
I had intentions of having us pretend to sell out and do some fake promos.
You want me to sell out? Yeah, you want me to sell out to the man. That's right.
Well,
that's what you want me to do.
And we have to be prepared that if for some reason people are dumb enough to want to watch this, I'm not trying to insult you, but I mean, come on.
It might be, you know. I mean, in general, they might.
But you know, there could be a time where somebody says, "Hey, Ken, we want you to advertise our stuff," and you know, it's not going to be like Ford Motor Company or
you know. I mean, they're not that dumb. I mean,
the products are generally stuff they don't advertise on TV, so it's like
then I have to do like
penis enlargement pills or like
feeling
sexual
down,
devices.
You can get a penis pump.
That's right.
Right now.
Yeah,
order for Literally Ken and Karl.
Are you going to be cool?
LNK.
You cool selling like manscaping tools and all that kind of shit?
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I would like actually, test the product and come back and tell everybody.
Actually,
like, hey,
that's the one cool part is a lot of times you get to get the products. They give you the products so you can test them out.
I would love to test a new Xbox.
I could use some manscaping at the moment, so it'd be good.
Yeah, actually I bought one. I haven't used it yet. I haven't.
Does it have a light on it?
Yeah, it has the light on it.
So you can like get your taint.
Yeah, you can just go ahead and just get up in there with the leg and just right there.
I just like to live like dangerously. I close my eyes when I'm doing it.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah. Start hacking and slashing.
God made sensitive skin down there, so you're sitting there crying.
But you can't toughen it up without weathering it a little bit.
Yeah. Well, like they say, what doesn't hurt you makes you stronger. So
sometimes I let him bake out in the sun.
Okay.
Get that hardened leather kind of feel to them.
But you want them to be smooth as eggs.
So, it's kind of weird doing a podcast when nobody knows who the fuck we are. So I thought it would be interesting. And, like you and I are friends and we know each other.
Right.
But, we became friends at work. And
yeah, it happens.
Wow, that is terrible.
That
you know what?
is not...
Podcast note number 1.
No.
Mute
you know what?
Fucking
what?
phone, dude. Wow.
See, I already thought about that. I'm surprised. Like, I'm
I thought
shocked
about all of this. You couldn't hook me up and say, "Hey, don't forget to mute your phone."
I thought you did.
God damn, unprofessional motherfucker!
It's not unprofessional. I mean, shit is gonna happen. I mean, hey, you might want to,
I want this shit good, man.
It is good. It's good right now. Because it's just us talking and being as we are. Like,
I want that Rogan subscription. I want him to hit it. I want him to be like, yeah, that's...
Maybe he wants to hit it. Maybe he doesn't. We don't know,
Yeah.
But,
so I thought it would be kind of interesting just to kind of give like a really brief, this is a little bit about who Ken is. And then hit us with an amusing childhood story, possibly. I've already got one planned, so it's nice and easy for me.
How will I start my amusing childhood?
So just give us a little bit about who you are. Like, where were you born? So we met. I guess I should start there. We met at my work or your work, and we didn't work at the same company, but worked together.
Right.
I was a retail store assistant manager, and
right.
Ken was at the time working security there.
That's right.
And we would just get into these really weird conversations constantly about everything
all the time.
And they would start about something comic book related or movie related or sports and it would trend into all kinds of weird stuff. And so we had such a good time doing it, we figured we'd start recording this shit. So, but I would say there's a bunch of stuff I don't know about you. So, over the course of a podcast, I'm sure people will get to know all kinds of stuff they don't want to know about us. But
pretty much
that's why I thought it would be kind of interesting. So give us a little something.
I mean, well, to start off, I was born and raised in Titusville, Florida. A lot of people, when I say that, they're like, where is that exactly? It's right there by like Cape Canaveral, Central Florida, Orlando. Small town, literally nothing there, but pretty much Kennedy Space Center. Like this, that's what pretty much makes that town, keeps it afloat. Went to Astronaut High School. That's where Chris Collinsworth comes from, and Wilbert Marshall. And even Tosh Point Oh, he comes from
Daniel Tosh. Cool.
Yeah, Daniel Tosh. He's from there as well. He may never claim it, but he is from there. I mean, that's how small the town is. He's like, "Are you from Titusville?" Fuck no, I'm not from that place. He'll probably claim somewhere else, like Orlando, or something. But that's where he's from. Pretty much my childhood. Oh God, there's so many stories, and like people look at me and say I'm crazy, and actually I'm kind of not the crazy one. My dad is the crazy one, but the way he would like just teach me about life. He's not only one that sits there and tries to tell you something, but he'll put you in a situation and try to make you learn from it. Like literally, my dad was just like one night drunk. It's like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. He's like, "Son, what are you doing?" I'm sleeping. He's like, "Get your ass up. You're going with me. We're rolling out." So we literally go to a club. And, of course, my dad knows a security guy.
Right.
And he's like, "Me and my boy, we going in. Fuck what you talking about." He's like, "He's young as hell. He ain't got no ID." I look like my dad. So my dad goes, "Here, boy. Take my ID. Show it to him." And he just looks at him and is like, "Go in. Just go the fuck in." So I'm in there and I'm seeing people just partying and they drink. Some people are my cousins and all that stuff. Like, hey, what's going on that much? And my dad's like, "I got my boy here, blah, 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 blah." You're like, "We'll fuck you up," and all this other stuff. I'm like, dude, I'm like 14, 15 years old. So he like goes around, takes me around, and we leave outside the club, and there's people that we know outside, and there's this woman there, I can't think of her name, and he eases off, and she comes back, and I'm sitting up there, and she just comes up and just grabs my nuts, and my eyes just go like, oh. My dad's in the corner laughing because he told her to do it. So it was funny, you know, in that moment. And people I know probably like, wow, that's kind of effed up. But the next morning, my dad pulls me aside and he says, hey, I know I took you out. It was kind of crazy, but he was like, it was fun in the moment, but understand that's not what life is about. You know, he kind of, you know, that's him. That's how he does. Like he'll take me, or he just take me around and just put me around to see certain things, you know, which a lot of people don't do, you know. And I think it's kind of one of the best things that people need to do with their children is not only just say, hey, you're going to run into this, and this, but if you don't expose them to it, the world, when it exposes it to them, it's going to freaking make them just go hard on that situation and then basically take their lives over. So that's pretty awesome.
I like when you can find a message or a way to kind of deliver a message and really have it kind of stick.
Yeah.
And to me, that seems like one of those ways where, you know, by going out and having that moment with your dad and kind of being in that situation and having a great time and kind of going, holy crap, what, you know, what's going on?
Yeah.
But then he hits you with that message like, look, this happens, but it's not everything.
Right.
And you know, you're riding off of that kind of endorphin of, you know, me and dad just did this, and oh shit, you know, that's really cool, man.
Yeah, I mean,
do you feel like it had a really good positive impact on who you are?
Yeah, I mean, because at the same time, and like the way I was raised, is that don't look at like one situation just like in a narrow way. You know, you kind of got to open and broaden, you know, how you see things to get a full understanding, you know. And I've kind of been like that, you know. Now, some things I was like, you know, raised up to be in certain situations was kind of like, well, that's kind of messed up. Or like I didn't know how to swim. I would get pushed into pools and stuff at parties and stuff. You know, my sister, my sister would she pushed me in one time, and my dad said, "Swim, boy, swim." You know, I was just sitting up there. I'm just like literally going down. He's like, "Oh, fuck it," you know. So I mean, but overall, you know, I can honestly say I had a good, you know, I was raised up pretty good, you know.
That's cool.
I never needed for anything, but at the same time, certain situations were taught to me, you know, and rather me just standing out, like just kind of be around and look at it in a certain way, you know, and that's how I take it, you know.
So it's funny as you kind of tell that story. I've always felt like one of the reasons we get along is we're very similar in a lot of ways. And you know, my dad, my parents divorced when I was 9, and you know, they had separated a couple times. They had tried to make it work,
right?
And when they finally did divorce, the decision was made that we needed to be with my dad, because when we had tried to live with my mom, I had gone into a really, really bad depression or something. And so, you know, my dad took over, you know, raising us. And, you know, he was pretty big in business. He, you know, worked for some major companies, Revlon, and
wow.
Yeah, a bunch of different companies doing sales, marketing. He was vice president of a couple of really large companies, and then president, and so all kinds of, like, he was a busy guy. And you don't get positions like that, you know, working 40-hour work weeks.
No.
But my dad would find ways of kind of letting us know family's important.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I I kind of had my dad's number, and I was a shit kid in a lot of ways. I used to get in trouble a lot.
Right.
And whenever my dad was kind of lecturing me, you know, he'd be, you know, oh, am I not a good father? Like I'm trying. I you know, what is it I can do? What is it you need to stop doing this? Like I'd be skipping school and just all kinds of shit, right? And I would do this thing where I would just stare, like out, like a window or something. And I'd be watching kids play in a park out back, and I would just sit and I would stare, and it used to drive him nuts, like drive him crazy. And so, you know, like he would work really hard at trying to be there for important stuff. I remember I don't remember what birthday it was, but it was right around the time when Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo had come out.
Oh man.
Okay, so we're talking in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
And I was born and raised in Toronto, Canada.
Okay.
Well, outside of Toronto, Canada. And it's a very diverse population. And so, you know, at that age, I was really into breakdancing and thought it was like the coolest thing ever. And I had to have parachute pants. And so I was at school on my birthday, and I got called to the principal's office. And I didn't know what I had done, but I knew I had done something because I was always doing something.
Okay.
And I get to the principal's office, and my dad's there. And I'm like, what did I do? And he's like, nothing. Come on, let's go. And it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. My dad's like fucking suit and tie business dude, right? Like, it's like a Tuesday or some shit.
Right.
And he goes, come on, let's go. And I said, okay. So he takes me out of school for the day. We drive downtown, and he goes, where do you want to go? I said, I want to go to Yonge Street. I want to buy some parachute pants. And he's like, all right, let's go.
Cool.
And we walked up and down Yonge Street looking for a store that had parachute pants. And he got me these cool, like, gray parachute pants that when you unzip them on the leg, there was, like, red inside with this black mesh that was over it.
Okay.
Dude. And then he took me to this place at the Eaton Center called Mr. Green Jeans, and it was like a burger joint. And had lunch. Probably one of the best birthdays I've ever had.
Damn.
It was little things. Like, my dad was a kid at heart. He still is.
Yeah.
You know, like, I could tell you all kinds of crazy stories. We had snowmobiles. My dad took a 6-foot jump in the air into a tree.
Damn.
Took one of the front skis off of it. I get up there to see if he's okay. He's just rolling in the snow laughing, just like crying.
Oh my God.
And then I had to stand on the ski while he rode it back. We left my snowmobile out there. But, you know, when he found the jump, he comes up to me because he had disappeared, and he had a bigger snowmobile than I did. I was still like a teenager. And he comes riding up to me, and he's got this like just red face, and he's all smiling. He goes, Carl, come here, Carl, come here. And then he whips around me, and he comes back, and he goes, watch this. And there's this little trail that goes off to the side. And he goes, wah, and this hits this hill and goes straight like 6 feet up in the air off the ramp, right?
Oh, shit.
And it kind of landed and then turned, and it would come down the other side. But when you get enough momentum, you don't hit the turn in the air.
Right.
So he just went into the tree, rolled the snowmobile, and I can't see what's going on. All I hear is the crash. So I go running up the hill, and it was the greatest. My dad was awesome. He was a nut.
It kind of looked like a cartoon for a second, like you just heard the noise and
yeah, totally. The tree kind of shaking a little bit, snow falling down. Oh, so great.
Oh man,
I'm gonna light this cigar. So
I mean,
it's you know the inaugural video podcast, and
I understand. You know, I don't smoke or drink, and you know, unfortunately, I don't need to because I'm already crazy enough.
What are you trying to say?
I mean, hey, that's just me. Like, you know, I mean, and you trying to like do it like you like Scarface and got the whole, you know, yeah. But yeah, man, I mean, just it's funny how you go back and you sit back and you reflect on like when you were younger and you know your life experiences of just as far as in how you were raised, and in that moment you don't see what it like really means until you're older and you reflect back and you think in the situation like, wow,
Oh yeah.
this was preparing me for this, or I need to go ahead and you know start looking at life at a different angle. You know, I mean, you go back and go, now I get it. You
Dude,
know?
I've had that conversation where I called my dad to apologize for being a piece of shit. No, like literally, like, you know, because you don't, like, you know, everything in life is perspective. You know, everything in life is perspective.
Yes.
And the more that you try to broaden your perspective by listening to other people's views, you don't have to agree with them, but at least understand them.
Exactly.
It helps you so much because, yeah, as a kid, I didn't see anything other than my own selfish shitbag, you know, needs and wants, right? Like that's all that was important to me at the time. And so I didn't understand that my dad was trying to raise 2 kids and then later on 3 because, you know, he did get remarried actually twice. His current wife, they're fantastic together. I love her to death. Her name is Carolyn, and she's outstanding. But you know, my dad's trying to raise kids and hold down this career and, you know, not just provide for us in the way of sustenance and, you know, like, again, I didn't really need for anything.
Right.
But experiences. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
any moment he could, he tried to give us experiences.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best way to be. I mean, now you just look at it and it's like, man, I mean, and then at the same time, they can only, you know, they can only raise you a certain way until you step out into the real world and you really see what life is about. And then you go through your own personal experiences and, you know, you gain your own perspective. And then at the same time, you know, it's kind of like, okay, I see what they were talking about here. They prepared me enough for certain situations, but at the same time, I need to go ahead and kind of critique the way I view things, you know. And that's another reason why we are the way we are now, you know.
Totally.
Yeah.
So we talked about dads. Give me a little story about you and mom.
Oh,
what was mom's impact on young Kenneth?
Oh man. Oh, well, pretty much, you know, my mom, she is always kind of like give me advice now to this day now, you know. And one thing I have to say about both my parents, they want me to like have like a child. And my dad doesn't want me to have a child in like far as in like, oh, I want you to carry on the name, but more so like all the shit you put me through, I want to put the same shit through you. You know?
Owe me.
Like,
you owe me. You better suffer, son.
My dad literally said, I will come up there with my gun and make you lay down with a woman and purposely impregnate her because I want to see all the shit that you go through.
He's trying to teach you lessons.
That's
right.
That's not a lesson that I want to learn. Like, no, like, I don't want to do that. No. But my mom, she's always been kind of the, you know, like my dad, like I said, he showed me certain things, you know, and instilled certain morals as a man, and at the same time my mom put certain things as far as in with religion and, you know, kind of gave me a formal structure of how to be, you know, mannerable in certain ways and things like that. And with her, she is kind of one of those like either you do it or I want to freaking wring your neck. You know, she's one of those. And then my sister she's like one of the best sisters in the world. But when we was younger, she would get me in so much shit. Like, she would literally go in there. Like, my mom just got through cooking some macaroni. She'd go in there and eat some. And my sister would be like, hey, just say yeah. Blah, blah, blah. My mom walked in. Did you eat the macaroni? And I'm sitting there. And my sister's in the corner. I'm getting fucked up with a belt. Like I had this old leather Superman belt, like with the S and had Superman on it. She literally beat the symbol off the belt on my ass. Like she literally, my mom fucked me up. Like at one point, you know. And it gave me one of those, like those Robert Harrisons from House Party. Don't wake up till I tell you to. Like, you know, like if I was raised up, get your ass back to sleep. Like that's her. Like she literally like fucked me up. But my sister, she set me up for many ass whoopings that I have gotten, but which I'm going to like still in my mind. I'm trying to think of ways to get her back.
Oh man.
So when she hears this, she gonna like, I know she's gonna like, really, you told that shit. And I'm like, yeah, I'm telling it.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start with the siblings at the moment. So, my mom, has done like so much shit.
Oh, wow.
She's kind of like, so I've always considered myself a person that's really multifaceted. Like I've done so many different things.
Yeah.
And whenever I kind of get the hang of something and I really have fun with it, then I seem to switch and learn something else.
Right.
Whether it's, playing drums or, building lightsabers or skateboards or building guitars or, I just...
Arc reactors?
Yeah, built a couple arc reactors too. I should have put one up on the table and I didn't even think about it. Damn me.
Yeah.
Anyway, but... I think I get that from my mom. I think aside from becoming president, because I'm not, from naturally born in the United States.
Right.
I think there's really nothing I don't think I can do because of her. Like she,
Right.
My mom was a licensed pilot.
Oh, shit.
My mom sold Porsches and Ferraris in San Francisco.
Damn.
My mom has run construction sites as a foreman. My mom has been a legal secretary. My mom had, she's done so much stuff.
Right.
It's ridiculously crazy. And she's just never been afraid to try anything. She's done interior design and is fantastic at it. Like,
wow.
She was working for some guys in San Francisco, and I think they were lawyers that had gone into real estate, and she would not only be involved with the construction and the foreman and so on, but she would also take the units and she would design the interior decor for all the models.
Oh, wow.
that they were using to set up to sell condominiums and so on and stuff.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it's crazy. So as far as siblings go, so I have an older sister who's 13 months older than I am, and I love her to death. We actually game together on GTA. We'll get together and play GTA. I have a younger brother that's 10 years younger than I am, and a younger sister that's 20 years younger than I am.
Oh, wow.
So, and we're all really close. We're maybe not as close as your family. We don't. No, you know what? I was about to make fun of you because do you remember that time that you showed up at work and you and your whole family weren't matching T-shirts?
That was a family reunion. Okay. That's family reunion.
Now wait. I was about to make fun of you for it, and then I just realized I wore mine the other day when I was hanging out at the house because we've done the same thing. So, yeah, we're all pretty close.
Right.
We actually have like a text thread, Facebook Messenger thread that we all just continually just
right.
throw shade at each other and shit.
Oh, of course. That's what family does. But
my sister and I, growing up, especially the whole teenage part of it, it was brutal. It was brutal. Yeah. She got held back a year in 10th grade, and then we were in the same class together, and that was not fun.
Oh, God.
And yeah, I just told everybody that, so sorry.
I find it funny.
Yeah.
I really do.
So there, we both told something about our sisters we shouldn't have.
Yeah, I know, but my sister, she's going to laugh, and she's pretty much going to be like, you should have told this story, or this story, or this story.
Oh, trust me, Ken's sister, there will be plenty of time for all of those stories.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to do several of these.
the embarrassing moments, yeah, literally have, or just have them come on and tell it, and it's gonna be worse when they tell it, because they're gonna, all the little details that we try to leave out, they're gonna be like, no, and my sister be like, it's dumbass did blah 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 blah.
Yep.
And I'll just have to sit there and just, and that's when you get the camera and you zoom in, and I'm sitting there with that embarrassing look, yeah, it can happen.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you heard the barking in the background.
Yeah. Oh yes, we need to talk about this.
Yeah. So we're obviously not in a professional studio, and I have a dog. For those that may not have checked out, there he is,
making himself known,
being a jerk. Apparently, he's a real big fan of Ken's.
No, he is not. He's not. He's on my ass I've only been here. This is my second time coming over. First time, the dog pretty much literally tried to attack me. Carl had to jump in front. The dog was on my ass, and I told the dog, "Hey, I'm black too. What you jumping at me for? We in this thing together. What you doing?" But that dog once again it's a pretty big dog. It's a cane corso. Mm-hmm. So, but at the same time, when it's any dog, only have a dog around its owners and not around people, it's going to be protective. That's just what it is. It don't matter what kind of dog it is. Be a small dog, big dog, they're going to be that way,
True.
So,
true.
Yeah, but overall, the dog doesn't like me.
I think he does. I just think he doesn't know you yet.
Yeah, he doesn't know me yet, but
he likes you in the sense that he thinks you're going to be chewable.
Thank you.
You're welcome for that.
Yeah, I felt that. I felt that too. It was coming, and you just let me go ahead and send it on. Okay, that's what's up.
Oh, so dude, movie review time.
Oh my God.
Okay, so Eric and I are hanging out last night, and she's like, I just really feel like watching a movie, and I'm like, that's cool. What do you want to watch? And she's like, well, I don't know, just throw in Prime and see what's new up there.
Okay.
So we're flipping through, and available on Prime, so it's free.
All right.
Rambo: Last Blood.
No, I couldn't watch it. I'm sorry.
Okay, so you want to know what I'm going to tell you?
Go ahead. I mean, just lay it out, because I'm going to go in on this. Just go ahead.
I will start out by saying that it was a weird kind of mix of Taken,
okay,
Home Alone, and Death Wish wrapped up in a Rambo skin. And you want to know something? It was pretty fucking good.
Sounds like to me, when you put those three together like that with the Home Alone, I was thinking like an old man lost in a nursing home, something like that. But my thing is, okay, when I saw the preview, the trailer for it, and I was like, it showed, him literally trying to run, and I was like, that don't look like Rambo. That looked like a janitor.
Kind of looked like Grandpa.
It looked like a janitor trying to find who took the mop. The last person from the last shift. Where's the mop at? And he was just running for no reason with no purpose. And I was just like, he's old now. Don't get me wrong.
So I'm going to break it down a little bit for you.
Okay.
Because I don't think I'll really spoil much. I'm going to tell you some stuff, but I mean,
you could tell me the movie, because I'm not that type of person. I'm like, okay, I'll still watch it and get my own opinion.
If you don't want to hear about spoilers for Rambo: Last Blood,
trust me,
fuck you. I'm sorry.
Trust me, they don't mind. Like I said, I
understand. I wouldn't ruin a Star Wars or a Marvel movie or something really, really blockbusterish, but it's Rambo: Last Blood. So.
It's not Sylvester Stallone like literally from the old days, like Demolition Man or something like that. You're okay, I need to see that. No, this is Rambo. This is Rambo when he's got arthritis. He's on that last pill, the Geritol and being gay. He's got the vapor on his chest. He's old now. Right. I mean. So
the premise of the movie is basically that he's gone back to his family farm.
Okay.
And his, I guess, sister had a kid with a sleazeball piece of shit
Okay.
who ended up leaving them and running away. And she had since passed away. And so it was Grandma, Sylvester Stallone, and his niece. And his niece was getting ready to go off to school. And he was worried. He's kind of looks at her like a daughter, and he was really kind of hoping she wouldn't go off to college, that she would stay and help train horses and stuff, because that's kind of what he's doing. The movie starts out that he's helping track with I guess like park rangers or something to find these people that are missing, and 2 of them end up dying, and he couldn't help them, and he's trying to fight because he's on medication, and he's trying to keep himself from having bad flashbacks and stuff. I mean, hey, PTSD ain't a bitch, or ain't it's not, a bitch.
But so, I said something about medication earlier, and it just so happened you said something about him being on medication. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not like arthritis medication. Okay?
I know, but it's just the fact that medication was mentioned before.
So, his niece finds where her dad is and wants to question him. It's a bad idea. Don't do it.
Don't do it. I think you can leave it there.
So, of course, she decides to go. And in these movies, I'm so glad I don't have kids, because in these movies it's like, I know, I'm 17, I should go to Mexico. And so she just fucking drives her little Honda Civic down to fucking Mexico, where all these dudes are like literally just visibly carrying guns, gets out of her car in some little fucking skirt and goes, I'm gonna knock on some doors. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
White people.
No, she was Latin.
What?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
What? Bad casting.
I would say white is definitely more believable. But
that's I would have thought.
So obviously, the friend that helped her come down there to find her dad fucks her over and sells her to some slave labor thing where they're sex workers and whatever, and so he's got to go down there, right? And he goes down there and gets his ass kicked, gets helped by some girl.
Okay.
Goes back and starts prepping his. Well, he goes in and gets his niece back.
Okay.
And here's a big spoiler. I'm not going to give you the spoiler.
You might as well.
Okay. She dies. So she dies on the way back, right? So here's where you start getting your death wishy, and it's a graphic movie. Like, I forgot how graphic the first Rambo was.
Right.
Like, his traps and shit were pretty fucking ingenious.
Right.
When he first goes down to Mexico and he's trying to find his niece, the first guy that he knows is in that thing. He walks up to the dude as he's going into his car. Okay. He takes the butt of his knife and he smashes his clavicle.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And then he flips it around, stabs him in the thigh. Then he takes his thumb and he penetrates the skin around his clavicle with his thumb. Like, not even using a spoon. He's using his fucking thumb. And he digs into there, gets a hold of the fucking broken clavicle, and then rips it through the skin. And then while it's exposed, he starts asking questions. Where the fuck is she? Blah, blah, blah. And then he proceeds to snap the bone.
That's the HGH.
So that he can see it. Okay? I'm telling you, it was fucking brutal.
But that's that now. Okay, now it's a Rambo movie.
So, right. And so he gets her, she dies. He goes back home. He basically tells Grandma, you got to go. He rigs the house. He starts setting traps up.
Right.
He's got this whole tunnel system underneath. Then he goes back down to Mexico. And he kills the dude's brother.
Okay.
Takes his fucking head off after he's killed everybody in his compound. And then driving back to Mexico, or driving back home, he drops the head off in the middle of the road.
Okay. I only have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Does he take like a band? Does he wrap it around his head? Does he?
No,
he does not.
He at no point in this movie does he wear a headband.
He does not at all.
No.
Oh wow.
No, but he does bust out that bow and arrow, and let me tell you something. Bad motherfucker.
Oh, I mean, well, that's Rambo. Even when you said the knife, that's what Rambo does. You know, I mean, but it's something about that classic, that iconic, where he just, you know, puts a headband on and he's just like, okay, I'm ready to go. Like,
yeah, he's too old for the headband. I mean, he was probably too old for the movie.
I mean,
but he pulls it off.
I mean, yeah.
I'm just gonna say, yeah, he can't really run that great anymore. But there aren't like a lot of running scenes. It's not like they focused on him running or anything.
I'm sorry.
So I think what it was is, you know, partly I had kind of lowered expectations a little bit.
Okay.
Because, you know, Eric and I will generally watch those movies more to giggle and laugh at the implausibility of certain things and what have you.
I do that too.
Right. So, as we're watching it and it finished, we looked at each other and went, holy shit, that was a whole lot better than I thought it was going to be. Like, that was a pretty fucking good movie. I was into it. I'm just telling you.
Did you have like low expectations, like
lowered expectations,
like Toxic Avenger 1980?
No
expectations.
I figured it would be just kind of a campy action movie, and in a sense there were some campiness. Like he literally cuts a guy's heart out that is still beating in his hand for 3 beats.
Okay.
So
that's that classic. That's that
about
classic
as cliche as you can get.
Right, but you need that
in a death scene.
You need that. You know what I'm saying? It's just to let you know a type of, to give you that old feel of those action movies. Because I mean, now you have The Rock and, you know, what's his name, Jason Statham. Yeah,
that's a bad dude right there.
You know, I'll tell you right now, I'm gonna fucking kill you all. You know, he always does that, and he always gives you that speech right before he threatens you.
Donald, I am the action man as well. I am the last action hero. Go see my movies. My brother was Danny DeVito in Twins.
You know. Even Arnold, even his movies were great. I mean, of course, the Terminator, you can't beat that. That the first one, okay, but the second one, yes, loved it. You know,
give me your boots, your coat, and your motorcycle. Give it to me now.
You know, it's just you like the fact that, you know, Arnold played this badass dude, but at the same time, it was just basically Arnold being Arnold. Like, there was no like he didn't have to like really get into a certain role to be who he was. Even all his movies, like even the Batman, when he played Mr. Freeze, I'm Mr. Freeze.
That was the worst role ever.
You know, he still was acting like, you know, he was supposed to act like he was like hurt and that he missed his wife and all that. I'm Mr. Freeze, my wife, Batman. I'm going to kill you now.
You know, Arnold, though, for all seriousness, is like the pinnacle of achieving the American dream. Like, if
he really is. I mean, to come from his like family
fresh
background,
off the boat, had you know, made himself C-list famous because of Mr. Universe and the bodybuilding.
Yes,
and that's not an insult. It's just not everybody follows that stuff. But he became famous enough that he took a foothold into Hollywood.
Yes,
and for a guy that, again, can be difficult to understand at times. I mean, not recently. He's much, but in the beginning, he didn't speak incredibly well as far as English goes. And you know, I always feel bad like making fun of anybody that's speaking a second language, because I grew up in Canada,
right?
And I don't speak French for shit,
right?
And we learn it like all through high school. Like 13 fucking years of French with English. You would think that I'd be able to speak French. I can understand some of it if someone's speaking to me, but it's pathetic. So I completely understand anybody that has to translate everything that they're hearing and then think about the response and then translate that and then say it. But
But Arnold, man,
you couldn't understand him. Is what my ultimate point was there.
I mean, could you imagine him? Just his voice, it is how strong it is, and in class,
The answer is C.
it's like, okay,
Teacher, I have a boner. I've got to get out of class. Hello, girl. I like you. I want to take you out somewhere. I want to have bagels with you. Your name Maria. I want to talk to you. Come here.
You saw his video about the stogies? Did you?
I seen the. Actually, didn't you show me? You showed me.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was like in like a back lot of a Hollywood set or something. You could see like a trailer and some shit in the background.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there going, "Yeah, I enjoyed the stogies. That's right. And anybody that asks about Maria, her father is the one that introduced me. So you think she's going to think that her father is doing anything wrong? That's right. I can smoke anywhere in my house. I don't have to hide like you." Oh my god, this shit was fucking brilliant, dude.
He doesn't. I mean, I know now he knows that, okay, his voice, but he just didn't understand in every situation. It's funny because it's just the way he is. I mean, even him, like when he slept with his maid, I had an affair with my maid, but it was good. I have a son now that has the same genetics as I do. By the way, go see my old movies. It's just the way he does everything. He just, the way he talks, and he's you need the protein, you need to get it now. And it's like, maybe I do need to get the protein, even though his voice is so fucked up. But it's still convincing. Like,
believe him.
It's believable, you know. I want to be the next president. I'm like, you know what? We have Trump. I'll take that risk. Arnold, I'm voting for you. If that was possible.
If it was possible,
I would do it.
I don't know. Yeah,
I'd do it. I'd do it because, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, hey, we got one dummy. Let's get another. I mean,
I'm just saying he's accomplished just about anything he's wanted to do.
He really has. I mean, he has that mind, that determination to say, hey, and certain people, once you take them out of a place that they know, and it's either do or die, and once they start to accomplish things, it becomes more believable that, hey, I can do anything I want to do. And then you go from, once again, we said it, that, hey, I'm going to be a bodybuilder, and then you transition to something else. And then like, now, okay, I can keep going. Let me see how I can take this.
Fuck yeah.
And then pretty much you get there, and it's like, I'm unstoppable. The only thing that's stopping him is the fact of he wasn't born over here. That's it.
And I still, I don't really, God, this cigar is just amazing. I still don't really understand why that would be, and only because I guarantee you the first ones that weren't born here, were they?
No.
I mean,
I don't
know.
Me either.
I guess I should know more about American history, but
I mean, when you look back at American history, I mean, really, everybody came from somewhere else. I mean, and just, came over here, with the Indians over here already, and pretty much, kind of screwed them over, took everything, and say, hey, this is our land, this is our shit. I don't understand why you can't allow people to go as how they need to go. I mean, but that's just a society of today,
It's such a weird kind of situation, the whole Native Americans, and settlers thing.
Yeah.
Because there was so much kind of on both sides of that. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a crazy subject. I mean,
but they've
general.
gotten such a raw fucking deal, man.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I mean, now, hey, the least you can do is give them a check or a tax break. I'm just saying. I mean, at the end of the day,
the least you can do is nothing.
Yeah.
That's the least you can do.
Honestly,
who was it? There was a comedian. I don't know who it was, but it said that once. The least you could do is nothing.
Yeah. I mean, sure, it is true. It is true. I mean, but American history anyway. That's just a whole another barrier, man.
Oh,
it
dude.
really is.
I meant to ask you. So I think I saw you a couple of days ago, right?
Right.
And I told you that Jerry had a new stand-up special out. Did you watch it?
Yes, I did watch it.
Oh, cool.
I did
you
watch
did your
it.
homework.
I like the fact that the way he started off, he's in this helicopter, and he's like, I'll go from here, and he just jumps out, and he just goes straight in.
And I'm sitting there at the beginning of it going, I think that was Jerry.
Yeah, like
I
literally.
really think that he did that.
Because you seen his face as he was going down. I was like,
And at the end, but you can what's that, deep fake?
yeah, you can do that. Yeah,
I don't know.
I think he did train
But
for it. Yeah, when I
at
saw
the
the
end,
ending,
he's practicing off.
yeah.
That was really cool.
I think he did that as just like something on the bucket list to do, or something, I mean, in general. But as far as in the stand-up, it wasn't bad at all,
I thought it was really good.
It was good. It was pretty good. Like the whole bit with the fucking Pop-Tart, I was dying laughing.
So, I think people will, when they kind of imitate Jerry, they'll give you the basics of an observational humor kind of thing, and it is observational humor, but like, I'm not a stand-up, but I always feel like I look at stand-up like I'm a stand-up. It's not just the joke, but it's how the joke's wrapped up in a story, and how the flow of that joke carries you to, you know what I mean? Like, there's so much behind it, and when Jerry's up there, he's still very Jerry. He didn't have to reinvent himself. Yeah, but the act, although it's still very him, is still very kind of. It seemed progressive to me, like he had kind of had like I don't know, it was just a really good flow to how everything went. Does that make sense?
I think, it does. I think that like, for one, he's never been like, rusty at comedy anyway, because he's always done it.
Always working his chops.
And even in that, I think he kind of just said, okay, how am I going to come at them now? Where do I go? They're expecting this here. Where am I going to bring them now? I mean, overall, like, pretty much he just kind of like, okay, I've given them this outlook on this subject. Let me take this and give them another outlook on how I am now and how I see things now. Just a whole bit with him saying like, you guys think my voice is like this all the time? No, it's not. And he's just like, okay, this is not my voice at home. And it's like, okay, like, yeah, we get it now. Like, I like the fact that he did that. And then, like I said, the whole Pop-Tart bit was great for me. Like, he's like, they came out like they were holding like Moses, just with the Pop-Tart. And I'm like,
why are there two? Because one's not enough and three's too many.
I'm telling you, man. I was like, man, something's wrong with that dude. But I like the way he delivers his comedy. And you could tell that he worked certain things. Like, I noticed how he would deliver certain things. He would go high pitch a little bit here, certain, I mean, his delivery was great, and certain things were just set up perfectly. And after that, he just kind of just went before it, a couple of times. I was like, okay, Jerry, I see you.
Well, and he incorporates movement really well. Yeah. So, like, I've seen stand-ups that are very just kind of behind a mic, whatever. Yeah. And if you were a fan of the Seinfeld show, that's mostly what you would see in those little blips, was just him standing behind a microphone giving you a quick joke, right? So unless you've seen his specials and followed him, you may not know that his whole act is really expansive. So, like, he was doing that bit about seeing this guy that was picking up his wife. Yeah. And he didn't slow down. And she's doing that step trying to get in. And he goes like all the way across the stage and then all the way back the other way. Dude, and I'm telling you, it was just, it's bits like that, though, that are fucking great.
I like the fact that he did that. I mean, my whole thing is, you're on stage. It's your platform to do what you do. Don't sit there in one spot. People don't want to see, in my opinion, you standing in one spot. I mean, it's different when you're at a comedy club and it's just chair, mic, stool. Like, literally, that's what you're getting.
Especially if you've got like a really small stage.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do that much, you know, but when you've got that platform like that, hey, this is you, this is your time, your hour or so, or whatever it is, go all out. I mean, because at the same time, we don't know if he's going to do another one. We don't know. I think there needs to be another. I love the comedians in cars, you know, getting coffee.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's like one of my favorite shows.
It's great.
17, 20-minute episodes where they're just digging into coffee. Yeah. Now, I'll tell you something, though. The coffee shots are pornographic. Oh, slow dripping milk in there, just like bloop, bloop.
I felt that way when I watched that movie. You told me to watch The Chef.
Oh, yeah. Man, the filming of that was fantastic.
Man, I was like, man, I want a sandwich. I want it just like that, fresh. I like the way they put the butter in there. I was like, yes, I need that cholesterol. Give it to me.
Movies like that, I think, are kind of important for certain vocations. Like, you can't do a movie like that and have somebody that doesn't know how to be a chef.
Yeah.
And Jon Favreau, I'm sure, would probably tell you to this day, I'm still working on it. But you can tell he put work in. Yeah. And Roy Choi, I think it is the chef.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. That, you know, basically partnered up with him. And he was the Kogi truck. Yeah. That started that whole, like, there was this huge kind of food truck revolution that happened, and he was part of that as Twitter was all starting. And so it's kind of where the movie is taken from. Yeah. Is kind of, you know, based around that type of a story. Okay.
Yeah, I like how in the end you could see Jon Favreau sitting there and just learning how they was making the sandwich in the end. Like, he just sat there and just like the grilled cheese, and he sat there and he just like timed it out, like, right.
And just, you want to peek. You're keeping it moving. And you're touching it, and you're controlling everything that's going on with that.
And I wanted that sandwich. I wanted it. I mean, it looked good. I was like,
those cabanos that they were making.
Man, they laid it out.
I wanted one of those so bad. That movie's so great for so many reasons, though. Like, when he was trying to teach his son certain lessons, you know, like, he pulled him out back. Yeah. And he had asked him if the sandwich was good, and he was like, it's okay. And he's like, no, we take over. And he pulls him out back. Right. And he's like, look, to me, this isn't a game. This isn't, you know, this is what I do. Right. And okay isn't good enough. And I need you to be on this if you're going to be in here with me. Yeah. I would love to show you this part of my life. I would love for you to learn this and understand how this has helped me as a man and help guide me as a person. And, but I need you to have respect for what you're doing in there. Can you do that? And you could see, like, it just like hit him, like he knew the seriousness of that moment. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. He was getting a life lesson, you know, before he could really understand what he was getting. And for, you know, that movie kind of has so many different kind of levels to it. You're dealing with a guy who doesn't feel like he's a good parent, doesn't know how to be a good parent, doesn't know where to start to try. But he knows this is what he knows. This is his comfort zone. And in the course of just opening himself up to just anything with his son and just spend some time, turns out to be a really good dad. You know what I mean? Like, just instinctively, those moments, the cleaning the truck moment, you know, when the kid had the tantrum on the kid, and he pretty much gave him, you know, a life lesson. And at the same time, you know, hey, I'm gonna show you a new skill. I'm gonna give you a new, you know, something else to give you, you know, just in case you get older and say, hey, if this doesn't work out, I always know how to do this. You'll always be able to feed yourself. Exactly. I always know how to make a sandwich. Delicious. Badass sandwich. That's Chef. with Jon Favreau directed and starred in it.
Robert Downey Jr. is in it
Robert
as well.
Downey Jr. is amazing in that.
Scarlett
Johansson, who we discussed in our
Say that.
first podcast. A lot of callbacks here.
Yeah.
What's his name? John Leguizamo is fantastic in that movie.
Yeah, he's a great dude, though. I mean,
yeah.
I think he doesn't get the respect that he should get, just even in acting, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
And a lot of people forget that he was doing comedy for like a long time, you know. And he was funny
And really
with that.
funny, yes, really funny.
I even loved him when he was the clown in Spawn. I mean, he was, like I said, he's done some, you know, even him playing Luigi in the Mario Brothers. I like that too.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was watching all those movies, man. That's what I do from time to time. I watch some old movies, and like the new movies, don't get me wrong, they're cool.
Mm-hmm.
But there's certain movies you gotta watch. It's like, that was a good movie, or that movie sucked, but it's one of those, I like the way it sucked. You know, it's movies, man.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's the reason why we go back and we watch Arnold. You know, certain movies wasn't that great, but certain movies was like awesome. I was like, not really.
No, and you know what? Like, I'll watch any movie that he puts out. I don't care. Like, even if I'm watching it, I'm like, wow, this premise is terrible.
I haven't watched the new Terminator yet. I have not watched that.
No, I haven't had a chance to watch that. Well, I haven't had a chance. I haven't deemed it worthy yet, but I'll eventually watch it. Yeah.
I mean, I'll always sit back and watch Last Action Hero. Always will. What's the movie? Total Recall. I'll always watch that. That's like one of the movies I actually like in general, because the way it was depicting far as in how futuristic it was supposed to be, and certain things in there is kind of like, okay, they kind of hit certain things as far as in tech wise, but then certain things is like, no. And plus you had what's her face in there, Basic Instinct, I can't think of her name. Save my life.
Jesus.
Oh my god,
I got mad at my phone for ringing earlier and I threw it. I can't look it up.
Oh my god.
What's her name? Basic Instinct.
Yeah, she did the leg thing, just and cross the legs and open it back up.
Yeah, she was also in that wicked ass Western movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and Gene Hackman.
Oh my god!
Why can I not remember her fucking name? I can see her.
Sharon Stone.
Sharon Stone. That's
Sharon
it.
Stone.
Wow, we're idiots.
Yeah, literally.
Literally.
But yeah, like I said, in general, like it was great, and then at the same time, his acting, you could tell it was getting better from previous movies, but still, you know, I mean, but the whole part of him like acting like he was freaking out with the woman mask and all that, and right. I was just like, okay, Arnold, that was horrible, but still, you know.
So, did you know they did an update for Jedi Fallen Order?
No, I did not.
You know, we're going to talk about some like dorky stuff sometime, so I mean, you guys just kind of have to deal with that shit. I'm a black
man with a Mario shirt on, man. Ain't nothing else you talking about.
I am rocking my custom Saber Shop shirt.
Okay.
So everybody,
it's nothing wrong with that.
In the Saber community, shout out there.
We just had a conversation and we talked just like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. So Jedi Fallen Order has an update, and they've added a couple of new modes. I know you still haven't played the game at all, have you?
Still haven't yet.
You know, is that one of the ones that you bought that you haven't put onto a hard drive that you don't have?
I haven't bought it because right when I realized it was May the 4th, like the next day, I realized it went back and it was on sale and I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it.
That doesn't make any sense.
I missed the sale.
Because
May the 4th,
when they were talking about that game, you and I had a conversation, and you were like, "Oh yeah, dude, I'm totally getting that game." I know you don't sound like that, but
yeah, I know, but still, like May the 4th is like Star Wars, like it's kind of like a like how you know it's like makes like a holiday.
With you.
Yeah, so it's the 5th, and I realized I was like, "Dang, yesterday was May the 4th," and I was just like,
"So it's Revenge of the Fifth Day."
That could be something new. Hint, hint, world.
Oh, no, that's a thing.
Revenge of the 5th.
That's already a thing. Yeah, I didn't invent that. I'm not taking credit for that.
Damn it. Either way,
you realize how vilified I'd get in the Saber community if I'm like, I created Revenge of the Fifth Day. No,
yeah, I understand that.
Like, yeah,
I understand that. Yeah,
but yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, I need to really get it. I mean,
so you can now have red blades and have a Inquisitor's outfit. And they've added in like a bunch of new modes, like battle modes and stuff, where you can like pick all of the bosses or different type of enemies. And you can do like waves of enemies coming at you, and you've just got to kind of take them out. So
that's good. That's good thing.
Worth checking out. You know, it reminds me of the last video game we played together. You remember what that was? Do you know what that video game was, Ken?
Is it a No Way Out or a way out? A way out. A way out. Yeah.
A Way Out. Which is a very unique game.
Big game.
Because you can only play it 2-player.
The game
not
cheated
single
me.
Or 5.
It cheated me. I don't want to hear it. It cheated me. Okay. I don't care. I don't care what you say. It cheated me. It allowed you to go for the weapon and kill my character. We worked through the game together. We were great in the game. We were great.
Okay, so it's a prison break game, not unlike the Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone Prison Break movie.
That's right.
But it's based on 2 characters. It's kind of very story driven. When you start the game out, you're one character, and you choose which of the 2 characters you want, but you know nothing about them, right? So we just randomly chose. And you chose because you thought yours looked more badass than mine. You thought I looked like a dork.
Yeah.
I remember you saying something about that.
Yeah.
Which makes my defeating you so much better.
But your character looked like a snitch, though. I mean...
Well, anyway, so... so we picked fitting looking characters, I guess.
Right.
And so when we're starting out, he's already in prison and I'm coming through, like being processed into prison. And so the whole game is kind of split screen.
Yep.
And both of us on our separate Xboxes and TVs can see what's going on with the other person at almost every moment, right? And so you're kind of trying to figure out, like, as his character's going through the yard and talking to people, there's conversations, and you see the subtitle at the bottom, and my guy's going through prison security, and they're stripping my clothes off, and they put me in a shower, and this dude over here is checking my package out.
First and foremost.
Right?
That's the way the freaking camera did it. I was just sitting there like, really? I mean...
Did you or did you not stare at my butt and penis in that game?
The camera has the ass.
It's a yes or no question, Ken.
The camera had the ass thing on the screen. If anybody played this game out there, you know what I'm talking about. The ass, and now that it was on the screen, and then he even like angled the camera so it can move, and you saw a little bit of the package. You saw it. You know, it was unwrapped. Okay, it was unwrapped and raw. There you go.
You are protesting a wee bit too much.
I'm telling you the truth here. It was out. It was out. The meat was out.
Yeah.
The man protein was released.
You're for looking at his package.
No, I was not.
Yeah.
No, but it was it's a fucking voice.
Yeah. Was it delicious like a sausage?
No, I looked at him and he was like,
say,
he was sitting there, he was like, Ken, why you looking at my dick? Why you looking at my dick? I was like, dude, it's out right there in the camera. Like, no, you can turn your head. You can go get you something to drink.
Didn't have to look.
I'm like, dude, I'm trying to play the game, and you sitting up there judging me for something that's on your screen as well, that you angled the camera, and then you sat there. We were supposed to leave. You were supposed to leave. I can't continue in the game. You still over there in the shower and shit.
You were looking at me like my dog looks at you.
I can't even say nothing because.
So anyway, they end up hooking up in prison, One of them's trying to get out. The other one wants to help.
Yeah.
They both want to get the fuck out of there. So you have to work together to get through all of these different stages. Like you're walking through the workshop and one guy's got to distract somebody so the other person can pick up the tool that you need to unlock a vent that's going to allow you to slide a gun out through the vent.
Yeah.
You know, all this crazy stuff. There was a part in the game where Ken and I had to go elbow to elbow.
Yeah, crawl up the wall.
And crawl up a pipe like a shaft.
Yeah. Someone kept falling.
You had to time the buttons just right.
Horrible.
And yeah. I'm the one that has issues pressing buttons. Okay. So as we're going through, I'm making jokes with Ken, like, I'm going to find a way to double cross you somehow in this game.
Right.
And at this point, neither of us had ever played it. I didn't know what the plot of the thing was.
Me either. I was just like, okay, cool. He was like, okay, he wanted to try it. I was like, okay, I'll get the game. Let's see what's up with it.
So it turns out the character that I chose was an undercover Fed.
Yeah.
And was just trying to get you to lead me somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set me up.
Set you up.
Sold me out.
And then when we had the big battle at the end and we're fighting,
I was pressing the button like 1,000 miles an hour.
And that wasn't fast enough, was it?
And he's just sitting over there, just, you can hear the little
give me a break
baby taps, and all of a sudden the camera goes where he gets the gun and he shoots me up. But the ending is really messed up. It's messed up.
The ending was great.
The ending it was fucked up.
And then we did some research, right? Because we were afraid maybe that was the way the game was supposed to end. There was no way that Ken could get the gun because he's technically the bad guy, right? What did we find out? What did we find out? Oh, there is a different ending.
There's an alternate
ending. Yeah, that's right.
See, so I like how you set me up. Yeah, I like how you setting that up. Whatever. Damn you. Damn you. I hope you choke on that, you know. I really do, because it's not the stogie. It's not the real stogie.
It's so good.
No, it's not. It is not good.
You know, why does Arnold even have money invested into like stogies and stuff?
I don't know. The dude should.
I would think he would, you know.
I mean, I would guarantee you he's got a humidor. Yeah. He's probably got like his own stash.
I mean, probably.
But I don't know that he has like a company or anything.
I believe he like has it, like he goes into his like mansion or whatever and he presses a button and then that door opens and there's just like stogies laid out and he walks in there and he just grabs one and just...
smells like breakfast to me.
It's Arnold. I just punch in the hole in the wall every time I want to get in there.
That's right. I make sure no one goes in there. I told my son, until you turn 21, don't come in here. Don't ask, I'm like, Dad. I'm like, no, you can't come in there. I take it down.
It's too small.
I'm telling you, you walk around like this the whole time, holding up the number 8. And I'm like, no.
But yeah, man, it was a great game though. But overall, I would recommend it, you know, for Xbox. Xbox Series X.
Ooh,
I want that. I need that.
So my Xbox in the living room, I've got 2 ones. I've got a Slim and then a first gen, right?
Oh.
The first gen's in my bedroom. It doesn't play DVDs or Blu-rays anymore.
Right.
So that's how I got the Slim. I was like, well, we need a new Xbox.
Yeah.
I play most of my games digitally downloaded anyway, so...
Yeah, you made me
I'm smart enough to have an external hard drive that I can store all of these great games that I have.
Here we go.
And I can just bring it to the other Xbox.
Here we go.
But now I'm starting to have some issues with the DVD player on the Slim.
Oh, wow.
So that will be going down into our new podcast studio. And I'll be getting the Series X from my gaming living room area.
Oh.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Well, the way you mentioned the external hard drive was, people don't understand that was a shot towards me because...
Everything in life is a shot towards you, my friend.
I don't have the external hard drive that I need to download all my games on that because...
How many games do you have, Ken? How many games do you have purchased that you have not played and not even installed because you have nowhere to put them on your like 2 gigabyte hard drive in your Xbox?
Over 30 games.
30 games.
There's going to be
30 games.
There's going to be so many comments that's just going to be hitting me because I don't have that.
And I guarantee you some of those games suck. But there are probably some really good games in there that you're depriving yourself.
Yes.
Because what?
It's like the last thing on my mind, like, you know, just
how
like,
can it be? I harass you about it like 3 times a week.
I mean,
and it's not even important to me. It's just the fact that you won't has driven this fire inside of me to just be a huge pain in your ass about it.
And you know what? It's never going to stop. Even after I get it, it's going to be like...
Well, because you're going to end up getting one that'll only allow you to download 15 of those games.
I know. By the time I get it, what's going to be sad about it, I probably might need another hard drive because I'm just going to blow it out. Like,
probably.
Yeah, probably.
I was thinking about here. So I've actually got 3 external hard drives in total right now.
Oh, wow.
I've got this one here, which is a 1 terabyte. Mm-hmm. I've got a 1 terabyte on the Xbox that I use to bounce games back and forth. Mm-hmm. And then I've got a 4 terabyte on my Xbox that is for storing, you know, just mostly everything else.
You need that.
I'm actually thinking that we're probably going to need a new hard drive for this. Because the audio
right
was like a little over a gig.
Right.
For just for one mixed down file.
Right.
Okay. So in that mixed down file, there's 2 individual audio tracks, which are probably close to that in itself.
Okay.
Then we add 3 video channels to it. Yeah, buddy. We're going to have to upgrade. So, little expansion as we get ready for the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy, man.
You like the setup so far, though?
It's fun. It's cool, man. I mean, the way you got it down, I mean, it's well thought out, you know, and Karl's like one of those people where he has his overall visual what he wants, but he goes so in detail of what's needed so he doesn't miss anything, and along the way he'll just, oh yeah, we needed this because I just thought about it like this,
except for turning my fucking phone off.
Yeah, like he oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
You are retarded. You are retarded. But he like thinks of everything so like thought out, just everything down to just a freaking cable cord or just like a USB. Like he's like, okay, I need that because just in case this happens, we're already ready to prepare. Like he has everything already mapped out. And that's another reason why I was just like, you know what? He's the man.
I think that's a pretty good note to end on right there. Yeah. I am the man in so many ways.
And an asshole. But anyway.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, you are. You are. I mean, nah, but he's cool, though. I mean, he really is. I mean, just kind of laid back, you know, and only thing is he does like throw me under the bus sometimes with people, you know. And,
I mean, that's just busting balls, man.
I mean, that's what you do.
You're a comedian. You should know that's all part and parcel.
I mean, and I'm cool with it. I'm fine with it. I've been called everything under the sun but a child of God. You know,
I'm not calling you just anything.
Yeah,
there's certain things no.
You stupid. But I mean, I've been called everything under the sun. And I just take it. You know, some of the people you know that we worked around. Hey, you know, I get cussed out on the regular. He'd be like, Jesus Christ, Ken, what did you say? And it's just like nothing that she doesn't already know, or nothing that he doesn't already know.
Yep.
You know, I mean, I just do that. It's just part of me. It's me having fun. To other people, don't look like I'm having fun, but I'm having fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know. And then afterwards, I say, I'm Ron Burgundy.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
You know? Bears,
Ron. Bears.
I love the fact that when he says that, it's so much humor in that. Because when he says bears, it's like the bears are going to come out. But at the same time, when he says bears, it's like, of all the things to say, he says bears. Funny. Yep. Funny as shit.
That's a great movie.
It is. It is.
All right. Well, let's let's say goodbye to the folks, and we'll test our editing skills here and see how awesome this video looks, and hopefully some of you will get to check this out.
Goodbye. See you next time. It's fun doing this always, and at the same time, just remember, wear your mask. I mean,
shit. Well, you know, we went this whole thing without any of that shit, and you had to bring up masks at the end. And we didn't even plan not to talk about it, and you still fucking. You had to bring up masks.
Wear your mask. I mean, did I say face mask or did I say condom mask? Either way, wear your mask. Wear your mask. It's all protection. I mean, don't forget to. You know, I mean, right now ain't the time to be. You know, hey, I'm gonna cover my face. Why not cover the other face? I mean, protect yourself at all costs. We got hornets, all kinds of shit out there now.
I just pictured like a condom with googly eyes on the end of it.
I'm done.
Later, everybody.